Um, we are once again we're here to do some more work on the development tools. Um, Last time we left off on those. Let's see, where are we? This one. We had managed to get in here and do some stuff to uh, reduce some of the code being used for like drop downs and things, and then also to create some code to um, more easily populate checkboxes and things like that without having to have a huge thing, and being able to update the values those checkboxes represent as well. So it was a lot. It was a lot. It was like half and half really. Half code reduction, half development of the MobDB editor, um, which we have here now. So pretty much what we're going to be working on today is going to be just filling in all the background code that still needs to be done for this to make it work. So for loading and saving, basically. So loading in a monster and saving a monster. So I guess the first thing we need to do is we need to actually create a way to load a monster. So we'll just again copy what we did with the load item code. We'll create a new dialog box, new form called select mob, and then we will use that in the same way we use item select to get that. So that's to go to Visual C++, Windows form. That's going to be called mob select. So we'll need a. What did I use on item select? It was a label, a drop down, and a button. But what was the label? What did the label say? I think it said please select an item or something like that. I'm gonna try and keep it similar. Yeah, please choose an item from the list below. So please choose a mob from the list below. So label. Drop down or combo really, combo box, and a button. All right. So the label. See label information, not that. So bold 9.75. So bold 10 basically. So we'll go ahead and change that. Segoy. Y bold 10 K. Text will be please select a mob from the list below. Eyeball the center a bit there. A little bit more over, I think. Bring it down. Actually, let's leave it up there a ways so we can try and keep these equal distance to each other. Alright, so we got that. I will extend that out a little bit. And then the button will just be okay. So let's also go ahead and also update this to be a little bit more like that. I think these are just off a little bit. Okay. So now the background of that item select. It's going to basically copy the code over and modify it as we need to. So mob select. Let's go ahead and on mob selected. So we get in here to the code. Alright. So we need to have a D handle and the selected item. So in this case, selected mob of type mob. And on the initialization, so for each so item rec, it's mob rec, and D handle get mob list, combo box mob rec, and the C box will be mob list. And we will name that here. So, C box mob list. And I believe there's an on select changed. Yeah, get item. So that'll be get mob. Selected mob equals D handle get mob. Get Bob. Yes, we shall get Bob. Get mob combo box item list should be mob list. God. And selected index. All right. And then the on click code is this. And I think that's all we need. Need to pass the reference to data handler, and then we need to add the mob stuff to the data handler, and also have to probably have to do all the coding for mob CS as well. Yeah, there's nothing in there. So now, so we'll need to create a reference to mob select. And as we did over here, and the item, DB editor, and I guess the code for that's somewhere else. So we had that. Item select, mob select. And then just on the code for that. Alright, that's all this stuff here. Right. Ah, right. That's going to be called load mob, not on mob. So okay. So then mob select. Mob select temp item. So temp item was globally defined in the class. Yeah, item temp. So mob temp. select and yeah, this one, selected item, selected mob. Alright, and then we can dispose. And if mob temp is not equal null, then we'll deal with all that rest of this once we get to that point. First, though, we need to set up the mob class period and the data handler stuff for the mobs. So I think for some of this, let me see, can we use any of this here over there? So yes, we could bring this over. Well, let's not just copy and paste if we don't have to. Because there's a lot of fixing we can do in that to make that better. Let's see. I think we'll just start from scratch and then refer back to here as we need to. Because like all this stuff here, we can move this into a different function and just use it once instead of using it a bunch of times like this. So I don't think we'll just copy paste it straight over. But we do need B calls changed, call names. We will bring over crit failure, locale. We'll bring over these. Since these are going to be, they can be interchangeable. Mostly, we'll need to change some of the names here. Is new mob. And was mob updated. And mob locale. Alright, so there's that. So now we have to do some, well, let's go ahead and define the actual parameters of this thing first. So we'll need to go to one of our, let's see, which one was it? Here. So we're going to need to have all of these columns, so we'll just bring them over and do our work off of that. Let's just go ahead and bring them down a few lines. Okay, yeah. Mobs actually have a lot more fields than items do, because of all the drops. There's 18 drop fields just for regular drops. Alright, so I'm also going to go ahead and just comment these out. So of course the first thing is going to be the ID. We're going to set them up at the beginning as we did with the other ones, doing the whole intermediary public value to a private value in the class, an underscore value, so we can do that kind of stuff with it again. Do the public sets without actually accessing a private value, aka not having to have a set function to do the set, separate from the definition of the variable. So public, or rather private. I didn't say private. I just said not public. Yeah. I think if you don't specify public, it's private by default. Maybe. At least it can't be accessed publicly. Let's put it that way. It's like somewhere in between public and private, but not protected. So this is going to be int ID. So MID, mob ID. Underscore rather, I should say. And then public MID. And that's nice. So get is just, well, yeah, get has to be return. Well, we can do that one line. Get return and then set just private, or no, public, I guess, yeah. For set, we need to say if B, if not, B is initializing and if B is new mob. So both of those are false, then we need to set the corresponding B calls changed 0 to true. Oh. Burp. Derp, derp, derp. I forgot to set the type and that totally fracked up everything. Okay. There. Whoops. Now we are missing change, not changes. We are missing something, I think, from that, and that is... Oh yeah, we have to set the value, of course. Of course we have to set the value. MID equals value. Why doesn't it like B calls changed? Because it does not exist in the current context. I think that's just a screw up of IntelliSense. Oh, it says can't find the definition. Really quick, let me try a build. Probably some errors somewhere. Yeah, I guess it still says it. Huh, interesting. Int MID, public int MID. Get return ID set. Well, that's interesting. Public class item. Public class mob. Just wondering a public mob. B calls. Oh, B changed calls. Duh. Of course. That's why it doesn't exist, because it doesn't actually exist. Alright. Next one is going to be a string sprite name. I'm not sure how we're going to actually validate the sprite name, or if we're even going to try and validate it, because I mean that's client related, and I mean eventually maybe I'll have something that'll reach into the client and strangle stuff, but maybe not. The tools that I've used that have had clients, client interaction they've been okay, but they've also been really kind of temperamental, and sometimes don't work correctly. And with the way that the new Lua/lub files are formatted, I'm not sure if that would be such an easy thing to do, because you would have to handle like multiple rows of the same item, for example, like in the item info lub. There's like just multiple rows that are all the same. You have to read all that in, figure out how to parse it together, and then use a bunch of regex to split it apart. It's just, I think, for all intents and purposes, I think doing client editing from a tool like this, in addition to database stuff, is probably going to be too hard to do on on a stream basis. If I was just working on this off stream, which I will be doing after I finish the initial version of this, then maybe then I'll work on that. But for now, we're not going to even bother with the client side. So string mspr name. So get turn spr name, and for the set mspr name equals value, and if not b is initializing and not b is new mob, b calls changed. I was going to do it again. 1 equals true. So we can just copy this a couple times for the other two name fields. So same as with that, it's going to be ing name and well, KR IRO, so actually be GPN name first, then English name second. A monster table's a little bit backwards as far as that goes. Alright, that's that, and this is that, and then this becomes 2. Alright, what's next? The level, HP, SP, and EXP. So, HP and SP. I think these are going to have to be, maybe not Ewans, but they're going to have to be Longins. Because I think that in here, they are set up as big ints or something like that. No, it's int 9. Interesting. Medium int 9. So I actually haven't had any problem putting stuff in here. Except, well, this is RE. Yes, that's right. Let's take this out. I'm also not sure if the server settings for HPSP apply to mobs or not. So let me just grab something that's filter by. So it's Sarah Irene has, what is that? 10 million? 100 million. 100 million HP. And nothing I've put in here so far has even come close to that. What is too big for an int? Let's try, well, we can find out, I guess, to be honest. We can do that. So, really quick, so it'll tell me if it is too big for it. So, int I equals, nope, it's fine, okay. So, 10 trillion, it looks like it's too big. I think that's in trillion. 3, 6, 9, yeah, 10. So 10 digits is too big for an int. This is set up to 9, I think it was. So up to 9,999,999,999,999. Up to there, we're good. So an int will work there. And almost nothing has a trillion health, thankfully, so we don't have to worry about that. So yeah, ints will do just fine. So I'll just copy this. Alright, so level, health, SP, EXP, JXP. So base XP. And then job XP. And that's on 8. Okay. So after those, then comes the range, attack 1, attack 2, then the def and mdef. So range 1, and range 1 is the attack range. Yeah. I have a feeling that most of the rest of these are actually going to be ints, so I'm just going to put in a bunch more of these. Pretty sure the rest of them are ints, actually, to be honest. Oh, not all of them. I guess the mode, the scale of the race, and the mode, those are all ints. Actually, that's a uint. The mode's a uint. That's the only uint, I think. Everything else can be an int. Yeah. So anyway, range 1, attack 1, 2, def, mdef. So we'll actually use attack range instead of range 1, so it's more descriptive than what's actually in the field name. 9. Attack range and attack 1, so min attack. And then max attack. Alright, and then we have def, mdef, and then all the different attributes. So def, mdef, and then all the attributes. So str, str, agi, vit. It's dex and luck, I believe. Yeah. Okay, then the other two ranges, scale, the race, and the element. Actually, go ahead and remove these as we're going along here. So range 2 and 3. So the first range is the attack range. No, it's range 1. So this range is the maximum skill range, and the other one's the sight range, right? So the second range determines how far away the monster can use a skill, and the third one is how far the monster can see. To be honest, I think that range 3 shouldn't be the sight line. It should be the distance the monster will travel before giving up. But whichever. It can work either way. So def, strength, AGI, vit, dex, luck. Here we go. Alright, so range 2. So this is going to be skill range. That'll be 20. And this one's going to be, I guess, view range. I was thinking of using chase range, but again, that doesn't really explain what that is properly. So the view range. And that's on 21. Alright. Actually, we don't even need this. I have them over here on this side. So scale, race, and element are next. Sure, all ints. So M scale. And M race. And then elements. Okay, then behavior, which is a uint. Bev mask. That's 26. Now it should be 25. Oh. And this one is walk speed. Okay, so attack delay. Arc delay again. Attack delay. $27. Attack motion. and damage motion. There are really that many fields. Wow. There are 58 fields in this table. Holy crap. At least I think so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 8. Yeah, 58. Wow. I knew it was a lot of fields. I didn't know it was that many fields. That's kind of crazy. Alright, so, lock speed, attack delay, attack motion, damage motion. No, we got that. Yeah, okay. So then, MVP EXP. So, I guess just EXP, I guess. I suppose it maybe good. I don't know how this differs from the actual other XP. Maybe it adds onto it. I'm not exactly sure. MXP. Actually, should be MXP. So we continue our naming convention from before. So 30. And then MVP drop ID 1 through 3, and then the percentage chance. So MM drop 1 ID. And now, just with these, we're going to copy this and 2 more times, so we can just change the number. Faster that way. Oh, jeez. Would have been faster if I'd started with the first one. Okay, there. Not a big deal. Would be a bigger deal if it was on the regular items, as there are a ton of those. Six. Okay, now the fun begins. So, just drop ID, no M. And that was 37. Same thing on this. This is one of the things I have the most trouble with is the actual drops themselves in the database, putting stuff in, because I always end up getting off by a column somewhere, somehow. Nearly all of the custom mobs I put in for the human mobs have something wrong with their item list. That I am just, it's like not really possible to fix because you don't know where they're off at. It could be off. There could be a value that's repeated that shouldn't be somewhere between a drop ID and drop value, or there could be a drop ID or drop percentage value missing somewhere that's pulling everything back. So it's really kind of annoying to deal with them, and that's partially why I'm making this tool, is to make that process a lot easier. So I think that's 9. So now what I want to do is I just want to we'll try and do this a little bit easily here. So m drop ID 1. All right. Oh, because yeah, right. So all we need to really do is let's go into here, control find. So underscore or just m drop 1 ID to m drop 2 ID and place all in selection. And we're going to do these IDs then the percentages because it's going to be a lot easier to do it that way. So having to switch between both of them each time. There's enough of them to justify doing it this way. Seven. This is why I wanted to also do the item side first, because now that we know all this stuff that's going on with that, we can extrapolate more easily out to here, because if we did it the other way around, it would have taken forever. So there's so much more data to worry about over here in the mob side of things than there is over in the other thing. Okay, good. We got the last one for the cards. VP drop ID 1. Oh, the one's still down for the cards. Yeah, that's the one that's causing the issue. Duh. So drop 1 percentage. 2 percentage. It's kind of insane how much has to go into making something to do this. I mean, it sounds like just kind of like a simple proposition. Make something that can help me modify and create new stuff for an RO server. When you actually start getting into it, you realize it's a lot more complicated than that. I knew it was going to be complicated, but I didn't think it was going to be quite this expensive. Which is good, though, because it helps me brush up on my C++ a bit. Or C# a bit. So normally you don't do a lot of C# normally, so... Okay, and 9. Or wait, we're off by 1. What the hell? Where'd that happen at? 5, 5, 4, 4, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. Oh. Whoops. Okay, that was one. This is one of these times where I'm like saying that it'd be really bad if something stupid happened, and here we are. Not to redo them all because they're all not right, and I have to change both of these now. Crap. That's not so bad. At least there's only 9 of them and not more. Okay, and now we've fixed all the messed up ones. We'll still have to go through and do all the column numbers though. Get out of the way. And 9. And these are the ones we don't need. Okay, now we have a ton of bollocks. I have a ton of call array element values to change. So 31, see 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Alright, so starting from here. Okay, 56 fields. Well, 57, not 59. So now we gotta make sure we have everything and it's all numbered correctly. So, so ID, sprite name, Japanese name, English name, level, HP, SP, EXP, JXP. Attack 1 and 2. 10, oh, an attack range, yeah. Defense, magic defense, STR, AGI, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, Vit, Int, Dex, Luck, skill range, view range, scale, race, elements, behavior, mask, walk speed, attack delay, attack movement, damage movement, motion rather, MVP XP, MVP drop 1, 2, 3. Drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the card drop. So it seems like that's right. So let's check. Somebody miscounted. It's very possible. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 57. Alright, so we got all the columns there. They seem to be named correctly. Now, I need to take this and build same thing we did over here. And actually, we could probably move that out to that const file. I could find the thing here. The hard coding of the row names. Not there on item. It's in the wrong place. Yeah, this. Call names. So I think we'll do that. That's kind of where that should go, actually, now that we have that there. So public static list of string mob table or mob call names. Ah, come on. There. Okay. Crap. Sometimes, maybe it's not in this editor, but in some editors you can select something and then put a, type in the quotation mark and it'll automatically string it, but not in this one, apparently. Or it's not in the C# editor. So I'll have to do things the hard way. Okay, and those are the right names in here. Card ID, card per, card ID, card per. Yep, alright. So now what I want to do is to make this a little bit, whoa, some tabs in there. Well, there's spaces. Again, I have no clue why it does spaces and not tabs on tab. It's supposed to be tabs, not spaces. So we got a butt ton of these things. Going to move a few into a line. Not sure how many yet, and then we'll just create lines of these. So we're not taking up so much room vertically. It's probably a good natural ending point there. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen that way. Whoa. Should have probably created a alright, there we go. So let's try this again. So 1, 2, 3. I'm missing something from somewhere. Let's see. ID, sprite, caro, arrow, level, HP, SP, base, job, range 1, tech 2, 1, both defs, strength, AGI, vit, int, dex, select, range 2, range 3 is missing. That's the one that's missing. So now we gotta do the fun thing and move everything down, all the ends down by 1. Alright, there we go. Actually works better that way. All the drops percentages for those are on the same line now. So you don't have any, like, drop ID 2 and then drop percentage 2 on the next line. Okay, so that's all those. Close that off, and we can just go ahead and bring over the one from item. So public. Alright, so this is going to be a bit easier to deal with. So first of all, call names dot add replace with nothing. Oh, come on, what is that? Bull crap. Oh, I have regex on, that's why. No wonder. Okay, undo that. So, call names dot add nothing, and then we're going to replace the with commas. Much simpler. Okay. Now, over here, let's get rid of that and get rid of call names. Now, control find anywhere where we're using call names. So instead of call names, we're going to be using now const data dot item call names. Which is probably only in one or two places, to be honest. So insert into values. That's what's okay. So yeah, the call names are only used when we are updating. So only once. But there. So now we don't have those defined in here. It's just taking up a lot less space, which is good. It's kind of the goal here is to go through and see where we can make some reductions. Okay, now go over to mob here. So we don't need call names over here. Okay, ooh. We have a lot of these to do, I think. Yeah. A lot of these to fix. Like, maybe not so many. Maybe just a few. After that, we got most of them were following this. Yeah, good. This is the first few that were totally not done correctly on the formatting. Still, there's like 30, 40, 50 something fields we have to do all this for, so take a little bit of time. It's kind of crazy. It's just how much just defining the friggin' parameters. This is it. Almost 800 lines of code for this one. Okay, now, so change calls. Let's just grab that code from over here. To do that with them. Set them all to false. Okay, what else do we need to initialize? Write all these as well. So is new mob initializing b as init, and mob was updated. So let's see, what do we need to pass through? Just those two bools on the first one. So b, bool b is new, bool b is init. Right, and that's all we need to do for that. So the next stage of constructor is one which has the item data. Oh, we also need one of those without the just like an almost blank constructor. Blank with no parameters. Blank, but not blank as in nothing in it. And then this one's going to have the parameters in it for actually loading in the data. So string mob data. B is new and mob locale. Okay. So, let's just grab all this and get to changing away. We can just bring this down. It's all the same stuff that's used there. Okay. In this case, it's true, but we already said it's true down there. And we don't need this one here, actually. Alright, regex split on mob data. Oh, we need to bring in another namespace here. Regular expressions, right? And using system.form as well. Windows form. So we can print out or display Windows forms. Yeah, forms. So we can do message boxes if we need to. Alright, so that's the other place it's used. Okay. Item calls. Oh, no, that's not item. That's a different item calls. So string mob calls on mob calls. So check validity. So check validity for parsing. I don't think we have to do any checks on the actual values based on other values though. So like for example, actually that's not true. If the, that's gonna be interesting. If the mob is an MVP, we should have the MVP fields filled. But for that, we'll need to actually check for the particular bit mask. So that's gonna be a little bit different. Let me just grab the check validity though. So that one's pretty much what we're going to need over here. There's one uint that we'll have to parse, so we may need to deal with that. So input string case file data. So anything that's anything that's a integer that has to be a value that can't be null. So in this case, that's just 0, I think. So if it's just 0, then I think we're good to just have it be out here in this. This is like too much code just to have it in one place. So this comes mob calls 0. Or MID. Oh right, we have to have a true. What did I use down here? It's just a return value. I guess yeah, we used that because it's returning out. So I'm just gonna put that out here in the int rtn val. Okay, so that's fine. Case 1 is MSPR name. Mob calls I1. So we're doing a loop. We're doing a switch on it, so we don't need to. Worry about that. So ing name, and then this will be JPN name. Is that right? JPN before English on this one. KRO, IRO, yeah. So this is backwards. And M. Okay. Then pretty much everything else is an int. So what I want to do here is just so we make this go a little bit faster. So data. Right. So this is going to be. Regex. Alright, so this is one mob, so we just say mob data. And this is called a loop when we're creating mobs, yeah. Have to kind of think about that for a second. Alright, so so this is going to be int32 parse mob calls 1 parse check. Oh, that's what it was called, parse check. Parse check. Not return val. Oh, it's already up there, never mind. Did not see it. Alright, so M level 0. Else M level equals parse check. MHP. MSP. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's good. So after S becomes EXP. So actually we'll just take this, copy it down on these. So M base XP. And M job XP. Okay, so base job. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so after job comes range 1, so attack range, and then tech 1, 2. So job XP, M, attack range. Min attack. Max attack. And then all the attributes. Okay, and then the range 2 and 3. So skill range. And view range. And then comes the scale. And race. And then elements. And then the behavior mode. Now we'll need a new event parse check 2. Actually, no, we don't need that. We can cast that automatically to event. Right. So if not. Try parse. And actually we need to do the, well, do we? We have a special thing we're using on this for that. Where is it? It's on the, it's down here. To determine if there's a hex string or not. So let's see, mob calls 1 instead of input string. Okay, so app convert that to U132 does not contain .2. So a ref out value must be assigned an assigned variable. Oh, in other words, we can't do the check. We can't do the convert here. Okay, then we'll just do a so M behavior mode. Bev mask, I guess, is actually what we called it. Alright, so it's gonna be mob data. So, what is it not the case for? Oh, because there's no break yet. Okay, so, try and perform a hex, blah, 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 blah. If that's true. If not true, then it's a regular number, not a hex. We want to use mob calls 1. Okay. Then after that, it's all the other stuff, so. Should be enough, hopefully. So, 23. So this one's going to be walk speed. Why are we checking a negative for? If it doesn't parse, it comes out as 0. So we don't need to. We don't need to set this. Crap. It's like we could literally just do this. That's all we need to do. Crap. I mean, it's not that big a deal. We're not really removing any code. We're just removing, well, not any lines. We're removing some code that we don't really need. Oh, we'll try that one out like that and see if it works or not. I'm pretty sure it will, but in the case, in the off chance that it doesn't, I don't want to change everything else yet until I'm certain that that will work. M attack delay. It's going to be motion, attack motion. Then damage motion. And MVP XP. And then begins all the drops. So, M drop 1 ID. 29. Oops. Took out the colon. Does not want to do that. So, M drop 1 perk. Alrighty then. So M drop ID 1. Oops, that should be 1 ID, not ID 1. Already getting off to a bad start on this one. Jeez. Alright, 2. Skip 1, 3. Skip 1, 4. Let's see. 5. Nope, we definitely don't have enough. Okay. More case 21s. I thought we were we're on 6. That might be a few too many now. Yeah. Card drop ID. Carf drop ID. And then the percentage. Oh, not too many more. It's pretty close. Okay, now we need to do the percentages. There's probably a better way to do this, but this is the way I've always done data import from wherever. Tables, SQL tables, databases, SQL files, flat files, whatever. Find that cases are the best way to handle handle iterating over the columns and identifying the columns for the appropriate data. Card drop ID. Really? That's interesting. Did I typo it or something? I might have. Oh, car drop. Nice. We're dropping off our cars into the database. Okay. I fixed that. Now we gotta do all this awesome stuff. Getting all the case numbers correct. Oops. So we should have 56 cases. Oh, wow. Now we got a case numbering problem here for sure. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 21, 2, 23, 24, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 32, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, no, we were missing stuff all over the place. Apparently. Okay, let's have a look and see what we might be missing. So, the ID, the sprite name, JPN name, English name, level, let's see, HP, SP, base experience, job experience, range 1, min attack, max attack, def. Oh, we're missing the def. Holy crap. We are missing the defs. That's gonna be, it's gonna be a hell of a thing to fix, because now we gotta do every case has to change after this. Every case value has to change. So if int 32 parse mob calls I1 out parse check m def equals 0 else m def equals parse check. I didn't necessarily have to type everything, but I wanted to. Okay, and then step 13 and def. Okay, now 14. Seven, 28, 29, 30. Still off by 1 somewhere. Okay, so Skyrise element mode speed delay. Missing a semicolon there. Alright, so Min attack, max attack, MDef, magic def, then STR, AGI, Vit, Dex, Luck. Oh, we're missing. Oh my god. We're missing int as well. Jeez. Okay. Gotta change them all again. Should have checked that first. I didn't think it would be. Let's see. But, int. Sure, there's a faster way to do this than doing everything manually, but I don't know of a way to iterate over. And maybe there'd be some way to do it with regex, but I don't want to think about how complicated that would be. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, I won't be doing any streaming. I think maybe towards the middle of next week through the week after next. I'm going to be house sitting for family, so throwing that out now. One more, yes, 6, good, and that's what we're expecting. Okay, so all that is now done. B is new, mob B is new. Actually, we say false because it's not a new mob at all, so we just keep it false. So why are we? So for setting it false, why are we resetting it false? What is okay, we're not setting it at all. That's right, we got rid of it, so we don't need that at all. Very well. Now, this is going to be the interesting part, which is for the MVP stuff. So, did we bring? I think we brought over the. Did we bring over the find base yet? Thought we did. Maybe we didn't. Let's go grab that then. Actually, I think we brought it over, but we put it in one of the other files. Just need it out there too. That's a good candidate for. Or actually, no, we didn't need it here, did we? That's right. But it is over in the editor. So I'm gonna go grab that and bring it over. The get masks. Because what we're going to do with this now is we're going to use it to determine if the mask, the mob, if the MVP mask is set. So first we need to put this down here. Then we need to. So what is the MVP mask is what? So we'll need to put that in there, hard coded in. That's 8. So it's this one. Okay. So all the MVP fields. Need to have this check in it. So if so get masks dot so get masks for the bev mode or bev mask dot contains this number else. So let's throw this down in here. So wouldn't be a mob MVP field value failed to parse correctly. Please check your SQL file. And valid row. Yeah. Or wait, I think I copied over. I didn't want to do that. Or no, wait. Wait. I take that back. There. Knew I was missing something somewhere. So if that fails to parse, but we have the mess that has the MVP value in it, that says that the monster is an MVP, then that field should have something in it, and if it doesn't, then throw an error message. So really all I think we have to do is just put this on top of what's here for these. Yeah, I think that's all we have to do. Now, drops, maybe not the drops. Maybe not those. Because, I mean, generally you would think that MVP would have drops, but I don't think that... No, let's not do it on the drops. Let's just do it on the MVP EXP. Because that should definitely be filled if it's MVP. If it's not an MVP, or if it is MVP, it doesn't necessarily have to have any drops on it. So that can be fine. That's really the only thing we have to check is that particular thing. Okay, so that's done. So once we're done initializing, we have our new mob. We're good. Now, constraints again. I don't think we need any constraint checking. Generate SQL statement. And update as well. We'll need both of those. Okay. So now. Oh, locale too. We need to set that. Mob locale equals mob local. Alright, so B is new mob. Insert into mob locale. And now we get to go stir freaking crazy putting all this stuff in. So... And really we don't even need to do it on changed calls. What we need to do it on is const data dot mob calls call names dot count. Great. I think it'll be just as easy to do this. In fact, it might even be easier because we might be able to get away with doing a regex to take out most of this text. At least I'm hoping so. I didn't take the. I did take the top of the switch. Okay. Or no, I didn't. That was just highlighted. So we just want the cases. So now, what I'm thinking we can do with this, to take out most of this for most of the cases. Some of them won't work with, but it showed on most of them. Let's do a regex. So, start of the string. Until we reach the first first thing there. First curly brace. Replace it with nothing. Oh yay, we actually then just took out all the bloody tabbing too. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tabs. That should do. Oh, wait, one more. We need 7 tabs. Damn it, no, we need 8 tabs. What is wrong with this damn thing? Okay, there. So a few of them still have to be fixed, but for the most part, all we have to do is remove a few things. Now what we can do is, whoops. I kind of like dragged that out there into that spot. So now what we want to do is something similar, except we don't want to start it there. We want to start at equals. That's not gonna do much. We need to let's see. What about how do we start at mid? Okay, there we go. Equals to the end of the row, and we want to replace that with an equals, just an equal sign, I guess. Okay. Now the rest of it we'll just have to fix by hand because it's going to be pretty messed up. Okay, so let's get rid of that. So RTN string plus equals. That's what I should have done, was put that in there when we removed all the you probably could still do it. Again, I'll probably screw up a few things because not everything is exactly the same right now, but should work. Control find place. So one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So 8 tabs. We're going to replace with 8 tabs, and then RTN str plus equals space. That should have worked for most of them except for the top ones. Yeah, it's good enough. As long as we can, whatever we can do to minimize the most of it, it's fine. So rtn string plus equals mid dot toString. Plus the sprite name. GPN name and then English name. So then comes what? So level HPSP, right? Let's try and fix some of this stuff up. So we need to take one. So we need one tab, then rtn str, rtn str plus equals. Well, that part we can just deal with. We need to get the other stuff over. So don't have to keep on doing that. Alright, so we got our, so that is basically just this on the end. So, alright, we actually only need it once, too. Wish there was a way to, actually there might be a way. Well, we still have to take off one line, but we wouldn't have to keep pasting it. It's really gonna, it's gonna seriously mess up the other stuff, though. Oh hell, I went beyond where I was supposed to. Crap. Or no, did I? Equals update plus, no I didn't. Okay, it just looks like it did because everything's messed up from all the stuff in these other ones where we haven't fixed anything yet. So what I'm thinking we can do is turn off the regex here. We look for space equals. Yes, we can do this. Good. Replace it with that. Yes. Okay, now all we have to do is just delete stuff. delete the secondary lines. Okay, case 25. That wasn't too bad. You could probably use regex to remove the rest of these two, but it's pretty easy to do, so I'm not going to bother. Oh, whoops, I'm a little bit too far on that one. Got rid of the case. Alright. Crap. Now we got the same thing we have to do, but a little more complicated than before. Well, actually, not really. It's the exact same thing. No, it is the same thing. We just gotta put it in there. We do have to add. No, well, no, it's added before that. Good, right. I thought ahead and made that work no matter what. So really, this switch statement could probably be put into, in both cases, be put into in here and in the item, into its own function. So you don't have to repeat it twice. So what we do is we call that function, we pass through, so we pass through the return string, we pass through the integer, the iterative value, then we return the return string after it's been set to the new thing. So that sounds like a good idea, so let's do it. So rtn str equals get call data, or format call data. Maybe that might be better. So format call data. I'm going to pass through rtn string and the I1 variable. This entire switch goes away. Well, not away, but just down to here. So string format call data. String str. Well, and return. We'll keep it the same thing. rtn str and then anti1, so we don't have to rename anything. And then return rtn str. And then we just call that from here. And we call it from up here. So that in effect becomes a one row, one line for loop now. This one not so much. Still helps us get that cleaned up a bit. Okay, updates mob. And mob, update mob. Well, the easiest thing to do would be to first change change update item to item, or rather to update mob. Update item to update mob. Of course, now we have a bunch of friggin' junk to do here. We're MID. Just string. Fix that one. Okay. And again, actually, we can also do this. Just we can't do I because there are things that have there are eyes in there. Crap. I'll have to do it manually. So after that comes all the other stuff. So name, level, HPSP, experience 1, 2, range 1, def, or attack min max, then def and magic def. Okay. Actually, I don't know why I didn't just copy this for. Alright, so starting here. Oh, crap. Forgot the level. Goes first. Alright. Not a big deal. Just put something else in there and hover it's there. So now EXP. So base XP. Whoops. Ah, come on. Stop being stupid. M base XP. This is the other side of the whole thing of doing something first and then applying what you learned to the other thing. So now that the entire item class is done, we have to do the entire mob class, and that's a lot more code because there's a lot more crap in it than in the item class. So it works both ways, I guess, both positively and negatively. So this is going to be attack range. Then attack 1. So min attack. Then def and mdef. MSTR. MEGI. Might be easier just to do them all first and then do the vertical first and the horizontal changes. Int, not gonna forget int this time. Dex and luck. Then comes what? Range 2 and 3 and scale. Then race and elements. And then the mode. BEV mask. Walk speed, attack delay, attack motion. Defense motion. Oh, damage. Right. Defense motion with the L. So then MM drop ID, 1 ID. Two and 3. And this is drop perk. 2 and 3. And all of our other lovely drops. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Card drop. I'll need one more. Okay. Alright, thought I had deleted all that stuff. Guess not. Alright, so then actually we can also then do these along, and then we'll just change the numbers as we go for each of them. Okay, 1, 1, 2, 2. Alright, card drop percent. This doesn't show selected rows, so should be 57 rows. So line, see, 9, 6, 5 should be 1012. So 57. So 11. So we're missing 2 then, it looks like. Maybe. Alright, ID, sprite name, English. It's backwards, but it doesn't really matter on this one. But do the English, so level, HP, SP, base, job, range 1, min attack, max attack, def, the defs, STR, AGI, Vit, and Dex Luck, STR, AGI, Vit, and Dex Luck. Both the other 2 ranges, scale, race, element mode, walk speed, attack delay, attack motion, damage motion. Oh, yes, we did forget one. If MMXP is not equal. That's just one of them. There's supposedly another one. So, unless I'm adding wrong. Which is possible. Entirely possible. So, 965 plus 57 is 1022, yeah. So I figure it's 1022. So 1021, we're still missing one somewhere. What are we missing? Let's see, MXP. Drop ID 1, 2, 3. ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 drop percentage and the card drop. So we're still missing something somewhere. Where are we missing something? So attack range 1. And attack max attack def. Range 1 and 2. Scale range, view range. Scale, race, element, mode, walk speed, attack delay, attack motion, damage motion, XP, ID 1, drop 1, ID 2, drop 2, ID 3, drop 3, well, percent 3. ID 1, percent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the card drop in percent. Where the hell is the thing that's missing? So level, HP, SP, both the experiences, attack range. Oh, derp. So the line starts here. This is one of the lines included. Actually, we should start here. In which case it would be 1, which is what it is. Okay. So up to there we have these done. Yeah, of all the commands you can do on a computer, I'm betting copy paste is like the most used command ever. Probably like trillions of times a day. Worldwide. Would not surprise me. It's time to cramp up my arm again. Let's see. Okay, that worked. Better position. Now, if there was an easy way to do this, I would do it, but the only other ways to do this are through find replace, which doesn't make sense because, I mean, we'd have to grab this from up there, paste it up there, and then hit the replace all. That's 3 actions, which was what we're doing here basically. So that doesn't help make it faster. Can't do a macro because the line length will change and there's no way to use a mouse in a macro. That'd be cool if you could. Version with the Logitech software, there's no way to do that. So we're stuck doing this. I'm getting to the point where it's just like automatically happening. Just like, okay, this line, that one, place that, place this, grab this. It's pretty bad when you start getting to the point where it's just a routine that you already muscle memorized. That's how you know you have way too many lines of code that you're having to replace this way. And, oh crap. Nope, stay down there. Hey, mouse sounds like, yes, we're done. Get done with it. Alright, Jesus. We are done with that part. And we need to change this to mob was updated. Still got some errors floating around somewhere for some reason. Oh, we got an extra curly brace somewhere. Let's see, this has also got something. Item locale should be mob locale. Okay. So I think that's all the code for the mob class that we need. And that's probably a good place to stop for today. So, thanks for watching. If you are watching this on YouTube afterwards, you got any comments or questions, leave them below. And, as always, appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the channel. And, I think probably Monday will be the next time we'll do any streaming for... I'm going to try and do rAthena on Monday and Tuesday of next week. I'm going to try and get 3 hours each day, or maybe 2.5 hours each day or something, or however many hours I can get there without wanting to shoot myself. Because, well, after you've played rAthena for a while, it kind of gets boring. Except for the odd times when you get some crazy rare item that just gets sold to you out of nowhere. But I think that's probably what I'm going to try and do, and then I think on either Wednesday or Thursday is going to be when I will be out of here. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you later.